Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix, and this is Car Coach Reports. You know, I bring you a lot of really cool vehicles. Sometimes it's all about luxury, sometimes it's about big performance. But what if you could have both? What if you could have that hybrid technology that everyone's talking about? Well, these two vehicles might just meet your needs. This is the 2020 Mercedes GLE and the GLS. Now, there are S's and they're all-wheel drives. That's the 4MATIC for Mercedes. They're similar, yet they're different. One is a 2-row, one is a 3-row, so it's just a little bit longer, obviously, but they both have the same drive lines, the same amazing, impressive technology, which we'll talk about, as well as design and quality of build and a lot of really cool accessories. The one thing this vehicle has, which is the GLE, it has a race mode, and that we'll show you on the street. Let's take a closer look under the hood. Under the hood of the Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE and the GLS is the same engine. It's a 4-liter twin turbocharged engine with 603 horsepower. Yeah, that's a lot. And 627 pound-feet of torque. But wait, there's more. It's a mild hybrid architecture underneath, which means you get an extra 21 horsepower and an extra 184 pound-feet of torque. What that means to you is no turbo lag, instant response, as if there were no turbos, because anyone that's ever driven a turbocharged engine, the worst thing is the turbo lag. There is no turbo lag. We're going to take this out in the street and show you some 0 to 60 times and show you the power and performance and the amazing, beautiful sound that comes out of the tailpipe. The one thing that's different between the GLS and the GLE is that there is a race mode in the GLE. Now that means it really performs. This is the vehicle you could actually put on track. It's not a 3-row SUV, which would be kind of weird, but the driving experience of this vehicle in a race mode, I would leave it in this every day. It sounds amazing. Oh, baby. And it has some serious power. Other than that, these vehicles have the same driveline. This vehicle's just a bit shorter. Same technology, same safety, same visibility, same seating, and it's extremely impressive. How often do you get to drive an SUV that has this kind of power? You know, we all drive our SUVs every day. We, go to the store, do whatever it is that you do. But one of the things you don't get is this kind of power. The Mercedes AMG is about the ultimate of everything. Now, when you hear the word AMG, you know you're talking about performance, but when you add that on top of a luxury SUV, you put yourself at a whole new realm about luxury and elegance and class and style and making a huge statement. And the new 2020 Mercedes AMG 63, this is the S, this is the all-wheel drive, this is the one you want. The 4-liter twin-turbo V8, it's got an automatic transmission that's a 9-speed. Now this thing's got 603 horsepower. That is a lot. But when you're really talking about horsepower and torque, torque is what gives you that get off the line, that movement, that quick activity. And the torque on this vehicle is 627 pound-feet of torque. That's crazy. Those are race car numbers in many cases. But you can now get that in an SUV. Yeah, this is exciting. What makes the 2020 different than the 2019 is they're using a mild hybrid. That's a 48-volt architecture, which is underneath the vehicle and gives it that extra boost. You're getting instant reaction, no turbo lag. This has amazing performance, but they're also balancing out the car in such a way that you're getting spectacular handling. 0 to 60, 3.7 seconds. That's supercar range. I mean, really, top speed of 174 miles an hour. Now, that is controlled because it probably would go substantially faster, but that's more than enough in any SUV. There are different drive modes. There's sand, there's trail, there's slippery, there's individual, there's comfort, there's sport, and Sport Plus, my favorite. Then, what you need is on your steering wheel, there's a little button that shows a picture of the exhaust. You press that button and you get a great sounding, throaty V8 engine, which I love. Now, if you want to be a little bit more subdued, you're going to the country club, you don't want to upset the neighborhood, you can make it much quieter. But the key is you can make this whatever you want. And that's what Mercedes has always been. You build a car however you want it, you pick the colors, there's 9 different colors, and you get to enjoy this vehicle. It's really hard to say anything negative about the performance. There's instant reaction, great performance, 0 to 60. The fuel economy, well, that's not necessarily what this vehicle's about. This vehicle's about having serious performance for towing, for driving. You can put this on the track. This is an absolute performance vehicle. It just happens to be an SUV bodywork that has 3 rows. Now, if you're someone like Lewis Hamilton who races for Mercedes-Benz, of course, an F1 car, you would have a vehicle like this. This is the vehicle you could drive all year round. You get top performance. And for performance, I can't give it anything less than a 10. I mean, seriously, this is quite a spectacular vehicle with impressive performance. And when you're talking about any of the competitors, I know there's Audi and BMW and Porsche and a few others. It's not going to compare. There's no way. Mercedes has this one. It earns a 10. The GLE is a 4MATIC, which means it's all-wheel drive. The AMG Ride Control Plus has air suspension with AMG Active Ride Control, which helps in roll stabilization. The fully variable AMG Performance 4MATIC Plus all-wheel drive and the AMG Speed Shift TCT 9-speed automatic transmission really pair well together. And the brakes are gargantuan. And I'm not kidding you, you can stop on a dime on this vehicle. Would you put this vehicle on a racetrack? Yes, you could. Would you want to? Why not? It's an AMG. And if you have Mercedes and AMG together, you're talking about a very top quality ride. So for handling, I had to give it a 10. There's a lot of safety in this car, and that's obviously expected when you're looking at a vehicle at this level. There's going to be top safety, and I love the new, it's a Mercedes-Benz user experience system. Everything's integrated. I want to change something, it's right in front of me. So what you have with the safety system is a full suite of Mercedes-Benz, top of the line, the most advanced safety and technology that you can have together. Now, one of the things that I like about safety is that, yes, it can stop you from being in an accident. It can help you be safer on the road. You have the head-up display, which gives you tons of information. All good. One thing I don't like is too many nannies. Now, currently, this vehicle has everything on it. And so what does that mean? That means if you just drift out of the lane, it pushes you back. Although safety is absolutely a top priority and it has every single thing on it, I think it might be a little bit too invasive. I think it can go too far. And I'm not saying that they did go too far, and this is probably great for everyone, but for me and safety, I gave it a 9. I can't give it perfect scores in every category, but it's darn close. So visibility is a really huge factor. Number 1 is seating comfort when you buy any vehicle. Visibility is number 2. Now, they've done some really great things. The windshield is a little shorter, but what they've done really smart is instead of having a leather on the dash, they've instead put a grill on the top of the dash. So you're not getting the reflection from leather or vinyl or any sort of material that may look good, but is not functional. So from a safety standpoint, that was really smart. The sills are nice and low. You can see everything. Great side view mirrors, around view camera, of course. We got out of a very tight parking garage and we were really close and it worked. Time to pass. For visibility, I gave it a 9. Just a little bit of limitation looking out the back. You can't have everything in a vehicle like this or you end up driving something really ugly. And this car is not. This car is really sexy for an SUV. For seating comfort, seriously, there's more than 4-way lumbar. There's massaging seats, heated seats, cooled seats, heated massage seats, multiple stage heated and cooled massage. I mean, you can pick anything you want. It's like having a masseuse. I do wonder though, heated massage while driving, does that make you tired? Could that make you not pay attention on the road? I'm sure it could, depending upon who you are. But boy, when you're on a long road trip, there's nothing like having an air-cooled seat. Let's take a look at the second and third row. The second row has a ton of legroom. I'm 5'8", there's a ton of space here, tons of head and shoulder room. You could easily put 3 people in this row. You can also order captain's chairs. The third row is a bit tighter, so if you're a younger person, it should be very easy, or a smaller person to get back into the third row. Of course, it'd be much easier with captain's chairs. Now, in the center armrest here, you've got storage as well as cup holders, which I'm really thinking these are kind of cheesy in my opinion, but you're putting a soft drink in here or something along those lines. There's 2 of them. In front of you, you have really nice pockets that are made of the same material as the seat. Behind the center console, you have 2 vents. You've also got your own climate control for each side, which is very nice. Then below that, you've got 2 USB-C charging ports and a 12-volt charging port and some more storage. In the doors, you've got storage for drinks and, of course, the adjustable seats. This is fabulous for child safety seats. For seating comfort, you can't give it anything but a 10. It's a great way to get everybody into their seat the way they want and comfort. Plus you have heated seats, 3-stage on each side, nothing but the lap of luxury. Well done. Oh man, you can get yourself in trouble with this car. Too much fun. Now the technology in this vehicle is pretty impressive. Starting off with what's right in front of you, you have your head-up display, which is one of the largest ones on the market. The only thing I've even seen close to this is the Lincoln Aviator, which is not in the same category because this vehicle is about performance. Now taking a look at this vehicle, beyond the head-up display, the gauges in front of you are two very large screens that are nice and crisp and clean, which I really love. Everything's easy to use. All the information you could possibly want is right there. Going to the right is this Mercedes-Benz user experience. I really love it because it's super easy to use. It can get a little complicated, but again, like any vehicle, the more you drive it, the more comfortable you get with it. Other technologies I'm really a fan of, besides the fact that the flat bottom steering wheel is really cool. I love everything, your wireless charging. Going further back, you've got your multimedia interface, pretty easy to use. You got your dynamic on the left, you got your cameras, you can navigation system, whatever you need is really easy to use. It's almost like a mouse type technology, but it's not. It's super easy to use. There's also gesture control, which is something that previously was only in BMW, which is now available in the Mercedes as well. Further back, you've got your exhaust, your suspension. You can raise and lower the height of the car, especially if you're going to put it on a track. I would definitely put this vehicle on a track just because it's an AMG. It's Mercedes AMG. You have to put it on a track. It's like part of it. Find a Mercedes-Benz club, a school, something, and go have some fun with this car. You've got your traction control and some manual adjustments. And then further back, you have this beautiful silver knurled button that you press and the door opens for the glove box, and inside you've got more connectivity and more storage. Still love the sound of this exhaust, just makes me smile. Really, really fun. Overall though, for technology, you gotta give it a 10. The technology that Mercedes has built into this car is quite superior to the other brands. The only thing that even holds a candle to it at this point is virtual cockpit, which is from Audi, but this is really impressive and you could be nothing but happy with this. There is no disappointments when it comes to the Mercedes-Benz user experience and all of the gauges and all of the technology in this car. Now when it comes to features, there's a lot of features in this car that really get me excited. I'm a huge fan of the carbon fiber and the fact that the center of steering wheel, so you know where your centered is leather. It's black, really clean, really crisp, quite classy. So as far as features, looking about the soft materials, the soft touch, the great seating surfaces, all the things they thought of, I can't think of anything they're missing, which is the interesting thing. You typically think, what are they missing? Now you get to this point where you're thinking it's got everything, but what are they missing? I can't think of anything. Or I could be real nitpicky and say it'd be nice if there were 2 wireless chargers, one for me and the passenger, but really that's kind of a moot point when there's other places to plug in when you have USB-C connections. Really the features are quite fabulous. Mercedes has thought of everything, including this gigantic glass roof. Everything is new on this vehicle, and for features, you can't give it anything but a 10. Design is a very important part to any vehicle because you may live on the inside of this vehicle, which is very sleek and modern and all high tech, but on the outside, this vehicle is muscular, it's opulent, and it has some really great lines to it. Overall, the only negative I can think of is this logo could not be any bigger. I like it, it's just a little bit much, so for design, we gave it a 9. When it comes to quality, it's really important to look at gaps between the lines. You're looking at the gaps between the panels, how things go together, the quality of the materials. This is really important. Now we're talking about a German car. It's pretty hard to do badly on that. And of course, Mercedes-Benz has always done great when it comes to quality. They're known for quality vehicles, for reliable cars. Overall, every single component and piece that you see here is real. Whether you're talking about carbon fiber, aluminum, anything, it's real wood. So for quality, I had to give it a 10. When you're looking at the back of the GLS and you have all 3 rows up, you're getting 16 cubic feet of storage, which is pretty good. If you put all the seats down, you get 93.8 cubic feet of storage. That's a lot. You can put a lot of things in back. Now, moving your way to the GLE, you have 80 cubic feet of storage. This is quite a bit, much more than a lot of their competition, especially when you're looking at something like a Porsche Cayenne. So you're really getting a lot of value here. Now, underneath these covers, you don't have a spare tire because they're running on performance run flats. You can get all season. Again, pick your tire when you pick your package because you can make this vehicle anything you want. Now, when you're looking at the price point of these cars, they can be a little pricey, but when you're looking at luxury performance SUVs, the value is pretty good. We gave it a value score of 8. You're really getting a lot for your money. Of course, it is at a higher price point. So the 2020 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLS and the GLE 63S are earning a total score of 95. That's a really high score when you look at some of the other competitors. The reason for this is they've really thought about every aspect of this vehicle and why it's important to you. Now, we have driven all the competitors and some that you may not think are direct competitors. You can check that out on our channel. Of course, that's right up here. We appreciate your comments. If you have any comments, you've taken one for a drive, you're a Mercedes enthusiast, we want to hear from you. If you've taken one for a test drive, we want to know if you bought it and what your thoughts were on it. Of course, we really love this, and we had a wonderful time here, Manhattan Beach, and all the way up the coast in the LA area. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.